What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with Pablo Lopez. So we did not really talk about the guy who placed third at Poland Pro this past weekend. And many people out there, they do not even know that Akim Williams actually came in fourth. So how off was Akim that he got beat by two guys, Juan Pradels and Pablo, who have never won a pro show in their career so far. Or you can also say how good was Pablo Lopez, that he placed top 3 here. And for those of you guys who do not know, he also beat James Hollingshead at the British Grand Prix. So now that some more footage is out from Poland, you can see that his time is also coming. So this was undoubtedly the craziest condition and overall package presented by Pablo on the stage. He came in very chiseled. He has that awesome midsection, round muscle bellies, and most importantly, he has a great overall X-frame, great density in the chest, and not to mention the shoulders on him, probably some of the most round shoulders in the men's open at the moment. So this will always make some of his shots, like the side chest and the most muscular, very strong poses for him. Now this guy has been competing for a while now, but this year, he's really coming into his own. So guys like Pablo, they're the reason why it will get more and more difficult for some of these veterans to win shows again. I can specifically refer to James Hollingshead here, because Pablo beat a very good version of James just a couple of weeks back. He beat an awesome version of Akim last weekend, and if he continues to build on this beautiful frame, he will become a dangerous bodybuilder in the coming years, a potential pro show winner too. So we only talk about the top 3 in most of these Olympia qualifiers, but Pablo was also a standout in both the shows that he did in 2025. Before you scroll or blink too hard, have you subscribed yet? Please don't make me bring out the emotional blackmail. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. It's free, it's painless, and that makes me look way cooler than I actually am. So Goodvito is back in action already, sooner than we all expected. So the man dived right back into training. As a top 10 finish at the Olympia this year, that was all the motivation that Veto needed to strive for a top 6 finish next year. Now the thing is, we do not know whether that's possible in just 1 year. But the way he's looking so focused and so determined, he's bound to move up at least a few spots in 2026. So Goodvito has it all. He has the size, the width, the thickness, the density to stand out in any kind of lineup. And the crazy thing is that this guy is only 28 years old. So just like Ramondino, he worked a lot on his posing and presentation throughout this year, which was something that really made a huge difference in the final outcome of this past Olympian Classic. What Goodvito must do is put more time into posing practice and how to present his physique to the best of his ability. Even his coach Chris Acito admitted that Veto can present his strength in a much better way compared to what we have been watching from him so far. So ever since he came onto the scene, or ever since he turned pro, his physique has changed tremendously. And that was actually back in 2022. And he could have been a few places higher at this past Olympia, and nobody would have had any complaints about that. So this guy has some of the best legs in the men's open bodybuilding right now. The shoulders and the chest, they are some of his weaknesses, about which he has plenty of time to work on and bring those up and present a much better look in 2026. So this guy will be stepping on the Olympia stage every single year if he stays healthy and injury-free. And I am very sure that he's gonna be a threat to some big names in the future. So not many people out there are talking about Anthony Williams, but eventually they all will. So this is a top-tier structure, and he's in a very impressive condition for 17 weeks out from his pro debut. So this is nearly 300 pounds, and the man is way ahead of the schedule in terms of his first competition. Now, he won his pro card at the Arnold Amateur earlier this year, and if we look at the schedule, the shows that are 17 weeks from now, that is also the Arnold, Ohio. So a very tough show to make your pro debut at. But the physique that's currently being built, that is being worked on, that will be miles better compared to what we saw in March this year at the Arnold Amateur. So you guys all just saw what John Jewett was able to do with Sean Carida, especially at this stage of his career, when many of us thought that he's barely holding on to that second place in the 212, and the man ended up challenging Keon. So the condition of Anthony at the Arnold Ohio next year, that will be pretty damn insane, and for a guy of that height and that kind of frame, weighing close to 280 pounds, that will be a very impressive body in any kind of lineup. So Anthony is currently in that territory where he hasn't been tried and tested against any of the pros, and we all know the lineup at the upcoming Arnold, that will be legendary. So I for one am very excited to see the arrival of Anthony Williams in the pro ranks and see how he compares to all of those top guys.
Has Derek decided if he's going to do the Arnold?
He has not mentioned anything to me. I saw somewhere on Instagram it said that he's doing the show, but he didn't tell me that.
Well, I think you would know before anyone else.
So there were some rumors on social media that Derek Lunsford, he's also gonna be doing the Arnold Ohio next year. So these are just rumors, as his coach Chris Aceto himself, he did not know about that. The fact is Derek just won over $1 million in the prize money during this one calendar year. He admitted that he was tired both physically and mentally, as he was dieting for most part of the year. So that's $750K in the prize money. I know that is very tempting, but there is a high likelihood that Derek is gonna sit this one out. As young as he is, he's also a family man, and no amount of money that is above his health and longevity. So Derek would wanna compete for another 7 to 8 years, win as many Olympia titles as he possibly can, and to accomplish that, he has to take a break. He has to give his body the much needed break, the much needed rest. Now his legacy has already been cemented as a 2 times Olympia champion. He also won an Arnold Ohio this year, as well as the Pittsburgh Pro. But he knows the competition that is getting fierce with every passing year, and some of the glaring weaknesses that Derek has the next off-season, that will be a huge opportunity to address all of them and be very undeniable come Olympia next year. It seems like that Danilov Sergey, the giant from Russia, the France Pro winner, he had one aim when he took that plane to visit Dubai, to dwarf everyone he stands next to. So we watched him standing next to the Persian wolf Hadi Chopin. So here the man is, with Jeremy Bondia and Chris Bumstead. The freakish size of his shoulders next to Jeremy, that looks so unbelievable. So this guy is legit 6'2" or 6'3", and he weighs over 320 pounds, and he is one of those bodybuilders who actually look 320. So it's kind of funny that nobody even mentioned him while we were discussing the France Pro official competitors list. He came out of nowhere, and he just snatched that Olympia qualification from Quinton Beastwood. So this guy also looked pretty damn impressive in terms of his overall peak. The hardness, the conditioning, everything was there back in France. Now for people who are least familiar with the Olympia competition and how that is judged, this guy in a tank top, that is a walking, talking Mr. Olympia for them. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.